don't blame students for this, we blame the government. We gave the government and the university authorities. They were warned by the workers in universities, by the student unions, by other unions, by scientists and independents sake. We all knew this was a predictable problem, and yet the government chose to let it happen anyway. It's a disgrace, and it epitomises the whole way that this government has summed up the way that they've dealt with the pandemic, and now they're wanting to make ordinary workers pay. We see a pay freeze, we see cuts in health, education, universities everywhere. We see private workers being laid off in their thousands, and the government doesn't seem to care. We're here to say thank you for fighting back, thank you for occupying this building. You are absolutely right. Your tuition fee should never have been charged in the first place. Education should be a right, but certainly this year they should give you every single penny of that money back, and they should give you back your hall fees. This is a disgrace. I saw the fences that they put up round here and couldn't believe it, treating you like you're animals. I think this government wants to victimise people, it wants to blame people, to take the blame from themselves. And we're here to stand in solidarity and say absolutely, we blame the government for what's happened, and we blame their business-orientated friends who get bigger and bigger contracts, none of which they seem capable of actually fulfilling. Thanks for fighting back. Solidarity with all the students, people before profit. Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you for coming today. We've been in here, I think, 10 days now? 11 days now. And it's not easy being in a building, with no access to the outside. It's not easy feeling like, you can't go outside because there's security on every exit. These things aren't easy. It's not easy watching students being bullied by the police outside the windows and being able to do literally nothing. It's not easy. And the solidarity that we've received from all of you has just been incredible, and has really helped us get through this really difficult period. We've caught the universities off guard. The universities are scared. Nancy had to issue a public apology because she lied to the BBC. When big businesses and vice chancellors have to resort to lying about racism, that's how you know you're beating them. It won't be long. We won't be in here for very much longer. Thank you so much, because your solidarity has really kept us going, and we really couldn't have done it without everyone on the outside. We're willing to stay here as long as it takes. If we're here on Christmas Day, then so be it. However long it takes to get the rent reduction that students in these halls deserve, that's how long we'll be here. Solidarity forever. Thank you, guys.
Can I give a short message, really? This is from all the staff at University of Manchester and academics in general. We're here to support you, and we support your cause, and we want to help in any way we can. And this is just your fight, this is our fight. Everyone's fight, we're all in this together, so solidarity. Thank you.
Hello students, and solidarity. I'm a local socialist and retired media worker. I used to be a union steward. It's fantastic to see you here today. It gives me hope for the future, actually. I think you're showing the way to fight back. And I think, in the last few days, the Tory government has pledged billions of pounds for war. This is an absolute disgrace, and it's an absolute slap in the face for those of us who have been suffering through COVID, to health workers who work through COVID. And I think it absolutely shines a spotlight on the nature of this capitalist system, to be absolutely honest with you. And I think it also shows that you are right, that we have to fight back on the ground, we have to fight back in the streets, we have to fight back in the workplaces. This is a system that the Tories stand for, that stands for profit. First, second, third. People and our health and our needs are and I think the third thing I'd like to say, however, is that the Tories want to divide us. They want to divide worker against worker, and one of the key ways they use that is racism. And therefore, it was absolute and utter disgrace to see students, black students, being racially profiled. And I'm glad to see that you fought back and would not stand for it. We stand together, black and white, unite, we fight together. This is the way that we are going to win. So thank you, students. Thank you for showing the way. Students have a long history of showing the way to fight back. And and sparking wider resistance. So keep fighting, and fight to win. Nancy, resign. And then after that, Boris Johnson, Mr. Cromwell, resign as well.
Nancy must go! Nancy must go! Nancy must go! Nancy must go!
Solidarity from Manchester Standard Terrace. I'm here today because I've seen the video of the young black student being harassed by security guards. And let me be very clear about this. When there is one video, there will be others. There will be a whole host of situations where black students on campus have been targeted and racially profiled by the authorities. And I want to be very clear on this. It wasn't an individual security officer that did that. That is a systematic problem with the university and how they treat black students. They make it quite clear that actually the black student on campus is the other, that they don't belong here, that actually, for some reason, as one security guard said, it's not that big a situation because the young man didn't end up in hospital or needing medical. They actually said that. And then afterwards, when a student then confronted another security guard, that security guard said, yeah, but I've never known a white drug dealer. That tells you just exactly what people think on this campus and what the authorities think, and I think it's an absolute disgrace that this is happening on our campuses. And the question needs to be is, what is the Vice-Chancellor doing about this? What is she doing, hiring a security firm that has that attitude towards students, where actually we have black students on campus that don't want to speak because they feel stressed about what's happened, they're shocked and traumatised by the experience because there are lots of experiences. It's a reflection of the senior management, and I want to say this very clearly. We are out here today. This is not an attack on the staff working on the university. We see this as us standing in solidarity, both with the students and the staff. Yeah. We're very, very clear about this. We stand in solidarity with the students and the UCU who are fighting for a safe environment to work. Who are fighting with Unison as well, other unions as well, UCU and Unison, who are fighting for a safe workplace for their members. And we make it very clear, it's about workers and it's about students standing together. And also I want to say this, as a local man, someone who lives a 5-minute walk away from this campus, it's also about the local community. We stand with the students. We want to make it very clear that we do not blame students for the spike in COVID virus in this area. There was no doubt that if you get students, thousands of students that have been mobilised and travel across the country to various locations, you are going to have a spike in COVID. And I think it's absolutely shocking that the university tried to respond by putting up fences. That's an absolute disgrace. The students should never have been told to come back on campus. They should never have been forced into, tiny little, rooms, accommodation with hundreds of students from across the country. Obviously, COVID was going to spread. There was going to be a spike. And actually, it's not just the authorities. It's not just the Vice-Chancellor, who we are demanding resigns. It's also, let's be very clear, the blame sits with Boris Johnson. He's the one that has crushed this country into business as usual. He is the one who has put profits before the lives and health of our community. So with that in mind, let's say, yes, we want to see the back of the Vice-Chancellor. She should absolutely step down. She's absolutely responsible for putting the health and lives and risk of people in our local community. And I say that when I talk about local community, because the students are part of our local community. So we stand in solidarity with you, we stand in solidarity with the staff at this university, whether they're lecturers, whether they're cleaners, whether they're support staff. We stand in solidarity with all workers fighting back for a safe working environment. But more than anything, we hold Boris Johnson and his government responsible for risking all our lives and allowing thousands of people to lose their lives needlessly. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Much solidarity to the students. Good luck with you. We'll be back again to have more solidarity and bring more bloody parcels for you. But best of luck and thanks very much for fighting back. Solidarity with the students.
We've occupied this tower to escalate the protest of the rent strike because it moved into unsafe student halls, unsafe for coronavirus, unsafe for lack of mental health support, unsafe living conditions for some people have flooding and ridiculous amounts of mould and pests, with the promise of in-person teaching, which as soon as we paid our fees was shown to be a complete lie. That's why we're here with the demand for 40% rent reduction, because we think we deserve financial compensation for how the university has treated us, and for better living conditions.
victory to the rent strikers! Woo!
So, for anyone who doesn't know, this building is officially deoccupied.
State University agrees to a 30% rent reduction for all students. This equates to about £600 for every single student in Hall. This is a massive fuck you to the university.
You dragged these people into these halls under false pretenses. You caged them in. You fenced them in. You racially assaulted students on your campus because you thought you could get away with it. Well, this year we have shown that that is not true. We are not going to roll over and take this bullshit anymore. The university buckled to our demands this time. They'll buckle to our demands next time, and every other time until we officially have the university campuses that we deserve, that represent students, that fight for students, and that protect students. Today is just one step in the journey. This is a victory for the rent strike, but it's not a victory for all students. We have more work to do, and we will be here every step of the way, fighting the way and doing all the work.